What is up, guys and gals, boys and girls, finessers and finessettes? It is I, Mexican Burt Reynolds. Today, we're going to do something unique, something special, something I haven't really done before, coupled with a few things I don't really like to do, which is live commentary. I don't necessarily like to do live commentary. We're obviously doing it now. Because in my World of Tanks days, I tried to do canned commentary on me going, through a tank command or whatever, and it was just really confusing because I had to kind of speed up how I talk to match my, pre-click stuff. So anyway, yeah, we're doing live commentary, and I just don't like it because I have dogs and phones and people in general. We don't like people. Moving on. So what we're going to do here, folks, is I'm going to go through, I'm going to show you a few of my destroyers, how I set them up, how I set the commanders up, what I'm looking for, so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to focus on the stealth element of destroyers, and we'll have a different series on the aggro type of destroyers where, you're actively laying down some hatred. I only, I think I've got like a level 5, tier 5 in the British. And of course I have the Fletchers. So I don't necessarily have, I don't have the Z23 is kind of an odd blend of both. But I don't really have that going on. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're just going to go over the stealth for now. I may touch on the Fletcher if I have time. I'm not really keeping a track of time here, so I have no earthly idea how long this is going to be or to not be. We're just going to serve it. So, let's start out. Each commander tree has your one DD guy that you want to go to. Now, the DD god is what I consider Tanaka, but if you look, the British has tier wit, which is the same exact makeup of the Japanese DD god, and I think it's this guy, maybe? Yes, yeah. So Von Spee is the DD god of the Germans. The Americans and the French, you just happen to have a guy who's kind of okay at doing DDs. Sorry if that offends you. Suck it. Moving on. So, what we have here for inspiration, I have worked extremely hard to make this over here happen. We have Eric Bay, and this was back before you could buy people with money points, with your global green stuff. So, Eric Bay reduces your detectability destroyers by 4.5%. He's at a 14. And Jerzy Swirsky reduces C detectability range by 3.5. Now, I thought they would eventually hit this with the Nerf bat, but this is actually two different things. That's specifically for destroyers, and that is for everything. So, it is, like Mr. Miyagi, it is the same, but it's different. So, I bought specifically the Bliskovica just to get this guy. I do not care for the ship. Don't get me started. Moving on. Hull Crusher, we're not really too worried about this extra 4.75% damage because, in your higher tier ships, the torps hit like frickin' freight trains. Now, you were given two options here at the first part of it here. Torpedo speed 4 knots. Or you can do torpedo speed 4 knots in addition to a reload time with a nerf on your reload time of destroyer's main guns. Obviously, this is not for you folks who like to go out there and run and gun. This is more your torps. Now, I'm of a mind with your Japanese that tend to not have... I mean, if you're just looking at it scientifically... the Japanese do not tend to have amazing guns. So if you're nerfing something that's not already amazing, you're essentially doing a min-max, and min-maxes are awesome. Moving on. We have a 6% C detectability range versus a 10% C detectability range, and it nerfs your HP. I'm a big stat guy. This kind of helps your DCR, which is your damage cost received. So if you've, got 20,000 points and, this knocks off 2,000 of them, then that's helping you out because that's points you physically don't have to make up. But I would definitely go for this because stealth is mo better to me than maximum HP. That is my mindset. This is kind of letting you guys inside my mind to kind of what I decide to do and why come. Moving on. Back in stock, 8% torpedo reload time. I briefly thought about tacking this on just to add insult to injury, but I have yet to be brave enough to do it. Torpedo Safari, amazing, amazing, amazing skill. Bumps your torpedo range and reduces the range of your guns. Now, and like we set up here, you're nerfing something that already sucks, so it's not that bad. Nerf away. And also right here, guys, it's not like you've got 500,000 health. You've got maybe 20. So this is not that big of a hit, scientifically speaking. On alert. No. Let me just say no. Just don't ever pick this. Because if you're receiving incoming long-range fire, you have already messed up. Let's just go ahead. Let me preface this with that. Don't do this right here. Pick this or this. That is your only options. Bull say no. Moving on. Now, we have one of two options here, okay? This increases your smoke durability. Durability. Yes, the durability of your invisible screen of hatred. No, it is... You read what it says there. It does that. This is why I don't do live commentary. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to keep going. Moving on. So... The bottom line is here, folks. If you like to bust these screens and you end up hanging around these screens, you're going to get the crap torped out of you. So this is why I don't ever use this. I like to use this because if you're faster, you can kill people faster. And more murder, mo quicker is always better. Precision of destroyers' main guns are nerfed. We don't care. The only time, if you're using your deck guns in a Japanese destroyer, things have gone horribly wrong. Just FYI. Now, granted, this setup may not work for everybody, but for the Japanese, it is right where it needs to be. Because they are all about stealth torping folks, which you're in a destroyer, and you should probably be concerned about stealth torping folks anyway. Now, granted, if you have a short range, whatever, that's a different story. But in this case, your range, even if it's short, is going to be buffed massively by that. Now, big shout out to Mickey Rambo for this one. He says, boy, you got to take Unstoppable. It's amazing. Because originally I was taking this. I was like, oh, okay. Whenever you get shot, this is like a poor man's quick repair. I think that's what it's called. Quick repair, quick heal, something like that. Quick something, where it allows you to function and do things and handle business after you've, gotten your rudder knocked out or your screws are down or whatever. It makes you keep going. Everything, screws, rudder, everything, 100%. Well, not 100%, like a good solid 80. But still, this is the way to do it. So, definitely go for that versus the other one. Let's go ahead and look at Bay. We don't quite have enough to kind of get him up there. We need insignias. Those are not easy to come by. He's Legend 1. I think we duplicated him. We could get him up to Legend 2, but it's an extra 0.3. It's not absolutely fantastic. And let's go down here and look at Swirsky. I think Swirsky's on the end right here. Yep. Let's check out Swirsky. Can I not? Wait, how do I have no idea what I'm doing here. I want to look at the commander. How do I'm not doing it. Wait, can I do this? Yes, I can. I know things. Moving on. So right here, see detectability range. We go down to the bottom. We've got, 14 out of 16 or whatever. So we still have some insignias left. Same here. Same. I don't necessarily want to level them up legendary quite yet. I'm kind of hanging on those. I really want to get DD God maxed out. That is neither here nor there. Now let's go to the We're gonna do the Kagero and the Kamikaze because those two are my bread and butter. I would say the Kamikaze more, just simply because it's newer. So let's go in here and take a peeky and see what we have. So, main battery mod 2 or aiming system. Now I've got aiming system because torpedo traverse speed. Now, I am never a fan of this one because anything that reduces your DPM, to me, is just kind of stupid. That's my personal opinion. It is not gospel. It can be gospel if you want it to be. I'm not a fan of it, okay? If you've got a blistering DPM, maybe. But I can't see any reason to willingly say, yes, please slow down my rate of murder. Even if it's a cruiser, a battleship, whatever, I will always pick this. Because dispersion is always a good thing. Dispersion buff. Moving on to the second one here, we've got steering gears mod 2. I have always been a fan of this right here from JarHead. He turned me on to the propulsion mod. I didn't do it on this. I kind of talked with my buddy Gizmo Killa. He said, Bull, get the steering gears because you're not going to be stopped that often. That is a good call. You don't necessarily need this unless you're a battleship, in which case you're going to be on flood. You're going to be on flood. You're going to be on fire, and you're going to be flooding more than you'd like. But, steering gear is the way to go because without this, the thing handles like a school bus on like a block of ice covered in oil. No, that's too slick. It handles very poorly. Let me go ahead and tell you that. Sorry. Moving on. Right here, number 3, Concealment System Mod 1. That is a no-brainer. As soon as you see that, you need to click on it. You don't need to think about anything else. Your range guaranteed acquisition, torpedo visit, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. No. This, I mean, maybe. If you really... No. If you're going for a stealth torp build, if you don't pick this... I'm going to leave it right there. Just pick this. If you don't pick this, it's awful for you. Just pick it. Just do me a solid. Pick this. Moving on. And last but not least, torpedo tube reload time. In it you get a nerf. The risk of your tubes getting hit is bad and da-da-da. We know this. It's fine. Main battery, reload time buff, and traverse buff. I'll take that nerf buff. That's a good deal right there. I'll take that. Because, if your guns are on the opposite side of the ship where they need to be, it's kind of your fault anyway, unless you're being, tag teamed. Range of main guns, 5%. God, that is amazing. Not on this, though. Not on this. You need torpedo tube reload time. Moving on. What else we got here? Your standard. I've got my Founders Edition flag. I always keep camo on here. 4.5 if you can spare it. Your boosters, just throw them on there. It doesn't matter. Just boost away. We've got 13,590 hit points. It like I said, it doesn't matter. As long as I have enough to get the boat to be able to float, I'm fine. Artillery, we're not too concerned. 9.9 range, which is really hilarious for a tier 7 ship. We're fine with that. Torpedoes, 11.6 knots. Kilometers, excuse me, I'm getting my kilometers knots mixed up. 11.6 kilometers and 71 knots speed. That is fast. Detectability range by sea, 1.7 kilometers, which means they don't have a lot of time. If they spot at 1.7 away and they do see it, because they're going so fast, they're not going to be able to change course very quickly. Right at 22,000 damage, that is a butt ton of damage. 81.8 second reload, about a 121, 122 reload, and we've got 2 quad launchers. A defense is pretty much non-existent. You have a guy with a with a Norinco AK out on the deck there, firing at anybody who comes by. Maneuverability, 2.1 seconds for rudder shift. Keep in mind, this is buffed 20%. Maximum speed, 38.2 knots. That is hauling butt for this guy, because just keep in mind, I'm only one legendary away from having DD God maxed out. So you're not going to get that out of your, standard Kagero. I mean, there may be with the guys out there who have DD God maxed out all the way, they might be like, bull, that's slow. I feel you, but no. Concealability, 4.7. I thought I had it lower than that. I'm thinking of the Kamikaze. 4.7 is still darn good. Folks are not going to see you. And I think realistically, I could probably get it to 4.5 if I squeeze just a little bit more, which we're going to do. I'm going to show you my other one. The Akatsuki is a good boat. I just don't use it that much as I probably should. I've used the Fubuki quite a bit. I like the Fubuki. The Kamikaze, though, oh my god, I'm in love with it. It's amazing. It is amazing type situation here. You get one thing here, and it once again, same thing. Dispersion of main battery, torpedo tube, traverse. And we've got our camouflage here. That is the permanent camouflage. And for stats, we've got right under 10,000 HP. Artillery is 8.9, so it's a full kilometer than the Kamikaze, but it's fine. We don't, like I said, you're using guns in this thing, things have gone horribly wrong. 8.1 torpedo range. A very short torpedo range for this, because that's kind of like a balancing type situation. 72 knots, fastest torpedoes in the game to my knowledge. 15,000 damage a pop, which isn't a ton, but with the amount of hatred you can throw down range, it is pretty astounding. 1.4 detection range, so we've got 0.3. We've got a third of a kilometer roughly. Easier to detect than the Kageros. And reload time of 41.4 seconds. That is a blistering amount of torpedoes you could throw down range, and it's got 3 double launchers. Yes, I wanted to say that right. AA defense is a guy standing on the deck with a Tokarov. Maneuverability, rudder shift is 2.9. Now keep in mind, guys, we don't have any of those buffs that we do. Your rudder shift bonus and da-da-da. We don't have any of that. So we're just hitting it raw right here. 2.9. 41 base maximum speed. This bad boy will haul. Going to the concealment, 4.4 kilometers, which is a scary amount of concealment for this particular vessel. So that's it. Folks, if you enjoyed this and you would like to see more like this, by all means, holla at your boy, because I would be more than willing to kind of go through here, show you guys how I've set things up, and so you can go out there and, do what I do, have fun.